Hi everyone, welcome to the Sip and Spin. I am the Tipsy Spinster. Welcome to the holiday Christmas toy edition. Every year, it usually takes one event for me to get really excited about Christmas. This year, I was able to bring forward, because I got a new spindle stand, I was able to bring forward all of my holiday spindles, but I still wasn't quite feeling the holiday spirit. Luckily, one of our local restaurants created a mini snow market in their parking lot, and that's where I was able to get this lovely commemorative mug. And it is a beautiful sunny winter day here, and I have warm hot buttered rum in my cup, and I thought today is the perfect day to put up the Christmas tree. And so I started doing a little bit of research about the aluminum Christmas tree, the Christmas tree of the atomic age. And I discovered some wonderfully fun facts about the history of artificial Christmas trees. I know for those of you that watch the Hallmark Channel and are part of the Hallmark drinking game, you drink anytime somebody disses a live tree. So you're going to be drinking a lot in this episode. I do not put up live Christmas trees for a couple of different reasons. The primary one being the fact that I have two very inquisitive and large cats. They would A, drink the pine water, which is not good for them. Two, they would climb the Christmas tree, which sort of defeats the purpose of the Christmas tree. So I wanted to find some way to put up a tree to be festive for the holiday season while not creating a situation of frustration for me and a large toy for my cats. So I was able to find a Warren stainless metal Christmas tree. I love spending time in California, and this company actually is based in California. Neat thing about this company, most of these trees were put together. The company itself employed housewives in the 1950s. Now, the Warren Christmas Tree Company was not the first aluminum Christmas tree company. Interestingly enough, artificial trees have been in existence for about 150 years. The first artificial trees were probably manufactured in the late 1880s, and they were feather trees in Germany, followed closely by a tree designed in the 1930s I discovered that was made with tinted pig's hair. Growing up on a pig farm, I found that highly interesting. It really wasn't until about 1955, the Modern Coating Company of Chicago, woohoo, go Midwest, came up with this idea for an aluminum Christmas tree. Here's the downside. They were incredibly complicated to put together, and the cost of one of those trees back then would be the equivalent of about $730 today, and that's a lot of money to pay for an artificial tree. Luckily, another company, the Evergleam Company of Manitowoc, Wisconsin, came up with an affordable way to mass produce an aluminum or stainless steel Christmas tree, which has become an iconic symbol of the 1950s and 60s and the atomic age. So, this is my Warren Christmas tree, and the reason why I got this one and the reason why I like this one is because of the branches. The branches on this tree are a little bit different than the ones that you typically find on the Evergleam trees because they are the ones that have little pom-poms on the end. These trees are so simple to put up. They come with a metal base, which just drops right on the floor, and my favorite, two large dowel rods. Well, they're not large, two dowel rods with holes drilled into them, and then it just sits into the base like so, and then you just go through and you put your branches in the holes. And the nice thing is you can kind of spin it as you go, working your way down and around. The tree to get them where you want to go. And I found that they do all sort of fit into the holes differently, which is interesting. Now these do shed, which is one of the reasons why I don't keep my tree up for very long either. Because I'm constantly, I guess it's 6 of one, half a dozen of the other. I'm either sweeping up live pine needles or aluminum needles. As you can see, it shapes up quite nicely, and it actually looks a little bit taller than what you thought. Now, the one thing with aluminum Christmas trees, you absolutely cannot put electric lights on them because they could create a static charge. So I have opted for ribbons and then handmade ornaments that I try to make at least 1 or 2 per year. So I have last year's sweater and a sweater from the year before. I think I'm going to put up here like so. So I think that's one of the fun things is finding ways. Plus too, if the cats do knock a branch off or if they go at the tree, I think that's one of the things that I like most about this. If the cats get into the tree, which they don't, they pretty much ignore it. Anything that they knock off, it is pretty cat friendly. Now, the ultimate in these 1950s, 60s aluminum trees was the color wheel. So how do you light up this wonderful tree? And for that, you have a color wheel. Because this is both the holiday Christmas tree and toy edition, I am going to play Santa, or Santa's Little Helper, and bring down probably some of the most wanted fiber arts toys that children could have at one time found underneath their Christmas tree on Christmas morning. I'll be right back. The Christmas tree is up. Imagine, if you will, it's Christmas Eve. I know when I was growing up, one of the things that I enjoyed most of all was getting one of those wish books in the mail and being able to pour through and circle all of the toys that I wanted. Over the last few years, I have managed to collect a lot of the toys related to fiber arts featured and found in those wish books, which interestingly enough, you can still find those wish books online. I'll put the link down in the description if you'd like to relive some of your childhood memories and pour through those Christmas wish books again. So imagine, if you will, it is Christmas Eve, you've just closed your eyes, and then you wake up on Christmas morning to find under the tree all of the fiber arts toys of your dreams. So it's Christmas morning, Santa has arrived. What kind of wonderful things has he brought? So over the course of the last year, I have tried to curate and find as many vintage toys as I possibly can. Probably the oldest one that I was able to find is the Weave Right automatic loom, which has some interesting features. But one of the biggest things that I'm discovering with most of the toys from long ago, the plastic parts have created some structural issues. So it'll be kind of fun. This one has some things that I definitely like about it. The rubber band to move the heddles up and down is pretty neat, but I feel like as I've looked through all of these toys, a lot of them, while set up and designed to be child or user friendly, they're actually a little bit more complicated than one might think. My favorite is the little red spinning wheel. This was actually in a number of catalogs for quite a few years, and you have this massive tool that does nothing more than make I-cord. So the red wheel turns the mechanism and the I-cord drops out of here, and it comes with some plastic pieces as well. But yes, basically this spinning wheel does nothing more than make I-cord. The Magic Fingers knitting machine is probably the one that I am most excited about because it looks so much like an adult version. It'll be interesting to see how well it compares to some of the adult versions. Zola has discovered the magic knitter, or the knitting machine, the circle knitter, and I remember this. This is the Knit Magic, which of course is going to make a tube much like the Addy Express machines. These have made a comeback over the last few years. Now, this is actually from my collection. I remember getting that as a child, and I'm going to tell you right now, the Addy Express is a lot less frustrating. And then the last one that I have is the Zoom Loom, and that is a massive piece of engineering that I'm probably going to have to sit down and spend some time really looking at and learning before I am able to demonstrate it and show you how to use it. So these are the toys that I have constructed. This is kind of a random holiday show, but I was feeling in the holiday spirit, and so I thought it would be fun to talk a little bit about vintage aluminum Christmas trees and some of the vintage toys that you'll be seeing me showcase on upcoming episodes. Thank you so much for tuning in. Happy holidays, and as always, happy spinning.